Hey, welcome to Tune In Tuesday. My name is Amy, and I have a question for you. Have you ever had one of those weeks? That kind of week where nothing is going well, and maybe you're just really tired, and or maybe you're just not into what you got to get done that week. Maybe there's just too much to do, and people are not cooperating. Yeah, maybe it's just one of those hard weeks, right? Those happen all the time. So today I'm going to share with you my little secrets for making those weeks, those really tough weeks, a little bit better, even when I don't particularly want to do what I got to get done and not everything's exactly going right. So, hey there, my name is Amy, and I'm the owner of Dragon's Spit Apothecary. I'm a wife and a mom and holding down a full time career while building my own business. Making it all work and feel like it's all under control instead of controlling me can be a lot of work sometimes. That sounds like a bit of a support group introduction, doesn't it? So, the maybe that's really what these Tune In Tuesdays are about, right? So, it is a space for helping each other not feel like we are failing at everything and maybe even figure out how to make our lives and ourselves a little bit more every day feel a little bit better. So this week, I'm sharing with you things that I've started to do when it feels like it's going to be one of those weeks. You know what I'm talking about. Those hard, challenging, nothing's going right kind of weeks. No one is moving fast enough. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Nothing is going right. And I just don't feel that into it either. Okay. In all honesty, I'm at zero point 0.0 from losing it and going off on everyone and everything around me. So we all have these kind of weeks, okay? So they happen. And when we have one, it sometimes feels like we end up with several of them in a row. And that's no much fun at all. It's hard, it's overwhelming, and we dread going into each and every single day. Life just doesn't feel that fun, and we're too tired to think about fun anyway. Right? You guys are with me. Okay, so this episode is has some tough love in it and that I'm going to share with you because I've applied it to myself when I have finally had enough of those kind of weeks dictating what my life is going to be feeling like that week. So before we get into that, let me share with you that my response to myself about these kind of weeks was just that I needed to get my act together. Okay. I was just complaining. And it was one of those suck it up, buttercup pep talks that I gave myself. After all, sometimes as an adult, we all have to do things we don't want to do, and more often than not, right? So, and not every day promises to be unicorns and rainbows. So you got to suck it up. So this tough talk I gave myself did work to get me through those weeks. Um, and it was hard, right? But it still left me feeling depleted and low in how I felt. I powered through what I had to get through and just accepted this was how life was supposed to be. And I did that for years. And before I realized that saying that to myself and those things about just suck it up wasn't making me feel any better. I no longer thought about into this idea that life was just supposed to be miserable and I was supposed to just suck it up. In fact, it was making me even more depressed and harder to get through those weeks because I wasn't feeling it. It was hard to work on anything personally I wanted to accomplish in my life because things like improving my health or working on a career move because I didn't have anything left in me to care about doing those things, right? I was just powering through these tough weeks. So I decided instead of being harder on myself when things were already hard enough, I would try something different, just a little experiment. When I started to catch myself bringing out the worst negative Nancy and beating myself up for about life, I stopped and replaced it with questions like, why was I feeling like that? What was going on that was feeling so overwhelming and tired that I felt like I couldn't do something? Was there something that I could do to make it better? Was I taking on too much of what was going on around me instead of listening to my own voice? Asking these questions allowed me to hear my own voice and describe what was really going on in my own mind. I gave myself permission to feel what I was feeling and not that I didn't have time to feel them. Okay. It allowed me to sort through and put some responsibility onto others where it belonged instead of just taking up their slack for the sake of getting something done. Okay. So that was huge for me. And I'm sure for you too to try something like that. As women, we are super big time creatures of picking up what no one else seems to want to do, right? When we do that, we not only let someone else off the hook of those responsibilities though, but more often than not, sadly, it becomes ours forever and ever from that point forward to do. And I had too much of that on my list. We let the burden of extra responsibility weigh us down without ever saying or asking for help. We're women after all. We're supposed to know how to do everything, and it always magically gets done. People know they can count on us, and they don't have to think about it or worry about it not getting done or if it will get done at all. They know we're worrying about it for them. Okay. So we have to get really clear on this too. I know when I'm feeling overwhelmed, often it is because I'm trying to do too much. Simple as that. Now, maybe all those things are things I need to do, but often I'm betting there's at least a few in there that should and could be done by someone else. Simple as that. At the very least, I need to ask for help with it. Now, we may be super at doing it all, but it doesn't mean we need to do it all. Hear me on that, please. The next thing that I do when I'm having one of those weeks is allow myself to slow down. Now, that feels opposite of what we feel like we need to do, right? Sometimes we get so busy thinking we have to push and push and push until we get it all done. And then there's nothing left for ourselves that we can have any energy to do, right? We have to give ourselves permission to not get everything done. Okay. Now, this one is super hard for me because I always think I have to run like a racehorse to get it all done before I can do something nice for myself. I will work through lunches, go nonstop on errands, clean like a mad woman around my house, and you name it, but I won't stop until I have it done. Okay. And and by the time I get it done, I'm sweaty, I'm dirty, I'm tired. I also have not done anything to reward myself because I'm too tired for that at this point. It is so hard for me to take a break in the process of getting things done. But I've found when I allow myself even just 10 minutes, a 10-minute break, I'm not only more productive, but I'm happier and I'm more relaxed in what I'm doing. It doesn't feel like I'm in a mad rush for a goal at the end because I'm rewarding myself along the way. This is a game changer for me. So, by allowing myself time to slow down when I'm feeling tired, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, it gives myself some grace. And that's what it looks like too, right? Sometimes it's just a little 10-15 minute break where you sit down, you enjoy the view, you take in what's going on around you. You have a cup of coffee that's still hot and do nothing but just breathe. Trust me, you will feel really, oh, this will feel so awkward at first. But even if you can't do it for 10 minutes, try just a couple minutes. Build your way up to 10 minutes. The difference is amazing. Okay. While we cannot control everything in our lives, it is so much more enjoyable when we can influence it to honor our own needs among the things that are we are striving to complete and accomplish and be great at every single day. This is especially true during one of those weeks where we need to put a little extra effort to help us get through it, right? This, my friend, is living naturally well. Until next time, see you there.